Hello and welcome back to the show, my Taurus friends. You are in store for your monthly August horoscope. So, this is what we have in store for Taurus for the month of August 2026. And let me tell you, Taurus friends, there is a lot going on for you, but it is all just a nice, smooth flow to probably the most impactful houses. We have some lunar eclipse happening. We have a solar eclipse happening. There's a lot going on in August, and I'm going to break it down for you. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am your astrology coach, and the way I look at astrology is I'm not telling you the future. I'm not your oracle, but that's why I call myself the astrology coach, because if you know these transits that are occurring, you can take advantage of them. So here's an example. Sometimes people come across a fertility transit. Does that mean that everyone is going to get pregnant at that time? No, it certainly does not. It will, of course, depend on where your natal planets are, if they're impacting that transit. And it just lets you know to be aware. So I remember one time I sat down with an astrologer, probably mid 40s, and she told me I was in this fertility transit and if I was planning on having a child at the time. And let me tell you, I freaked out. I took every precaution possible. I did not get pregnant. But if I wanted to get pregnant, I probably could have during that time. So that's the way I see astrology. It's really helping you to prepare for what's to come. And as I always say, please, please, please look at my video on creating your own natal chart, print it out, and I strongly advise you to sit down with that natal chart as we go through your month of August. So you can see what planets are being impacted in your chart. Another thing to have handy, a calendar, because I am going to be giving you dates of specific things. Put them down in your calendar so you know what to expect and when. All right, so first of all, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Let me tell you, rising is all about your character, how people see you. And if you're a Taurus rising, your natal chart will really coincide with the chart I'm going to show you today. If you are a Taurus sun sign, you will also relate to a lot of what you may see and hear today. And moon signs tend to do more with your emotions and your inner self that you don't always show to the world. So before I even begin, you've got some good transits happening right now, Taurus, and I'm getting some big Jerry Maguire vibes, right? Show me the money. That's what you have going on right now. And let me tell you another thing before I get started. I'm a bit of an intuitive astrologer because if you know anything about astrology, one house can mean six different things. So if I pause a bit, it's because I might be getting something extra into this reading today. All right, so that's my little note before I begin. So, first of all, Taurus, I want to ask you, how is this flow from Pluto in your 10th house of career to your second house of finances paying off for you? This is what I'm saying is your Jerry Maguire moment. So, Pluto right here is making this trine to Uranus. All right, we've got a really nice trine going on right there. And then you've got Mercury in the third house. That's all about communication. Mercury is communication. However, it is in the sign of Cancer, which has to do with a lot of moods and emotions. So maybe you're coming across some moody people. You also have this Jupiter Sun in your fourth house, which do you have renovations going on? Are you looking at expanding your family? Tell me what's going on for you right now, Taurus. All right, so let me know in the comments what you have going on. If you like this material, if you know a Taurus that might be interested in knowing what's to come in August, please be sure to share this video. I appreciate all of my new subscribers that recently tuned in. I'm hoping that I can keep you happy, and let me know if you like what you're seeing, and subscribe so you can come back for more and be the first people to know what is happening in the world. So your first major transit, Taurus, is happening on August 7th, and we have Venus entering Libra. This is a good thing. Venus is very much at home in Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, and this is your sixth house of work, your daily habits, your diet. So with Venus here, maybe you are thinking of working out more to create a more healthy lifestyle, or possibly beautifying your workplace. And we also have a trine to Pluto in the 10th house. So let me grab my pencil. All right, so here's your Venus right here. And she is trining Pluto to your 10th house, which is your house of career and work. So this is a really harmonious, productive transit for you. So Venus can suggest some opportunities for change, maybe some better working relationships. Maybe you'll just be happier at work. You'll develop some healthier routines, some greater confidence at work, or maybe just being involved in more meaningful work. You're loving what you do. We also have Venus trining Uranus in the second house, which is also pretty great. These houses work so well together. So with Uranus here in the second, that could mean some unexpected income, possibly some new revenue or financial freedom. Who doesn't love that? This is a really exciting transit that's happening for you, Taurus. Like I said, August, it's a pretty incredible month for you. Some small changes can lead to big effects. So be open to opportunities. All right, next up, we are looking at August 9th, where we have Mercury entering Leo. And Leo here is in your fourth house. There is a lot that's going to be happening in your fourth house right here of Leo throughout this month. Okay, your fourth house has to do with your family, your roots, your ancestry, your culture, your tradition. It could be your childhood, your parents. The fourth house is also the house of the mother. So you have the sun, Jupiter, and Mercury right here. So we could be looking at some good news with family. You're really going to have a positive outlook right now on your home. So Taurus, are you renovating your home currently, or are you looking to expand your family? This could also have to do with memories, or maybe you're feeling very nostalgic, or you're going through old things. This could also be catching up with family members you haven't seen in a while, or possibly organizing your home. Then our next transit is on August 11th. Let me get my mouse back. All right, on August 11th, we have Mars entering Cancer. Let me erase this. All right, Cancer is in your third house. Third house is all about communication. So with Mars here, you might be having a more direct approach with people. If you've ever needed to be courageous or have strength in your communication, this is a transit for that. All right, this is good about being a diplomatic person. We do have a square here to Venus up here in Libra. But Libra, I think, is going to want to soften Mars communication. She's going to want to help because she's a little stronger here at her home base. Mars, not so much, because Cancer, as I said before, is a very moody, emotional sign. Mars doesn't really like emotions. He's not one to be with his emotions. So just be careful here. Sometimes this could bring about road rage or a sharp tongue. Maybe you are feeling moody during this transit. So mark down August 11th. If you're let your family know ahead of time and say, hey, I might be a little moody around this time. Forgive me. It's just Mars going through Cancer. I talk like that all the time with my family. They think I'm nuts. That's why I'm here, hoping that all of you can appreciate what I have to say. Okay. Next big transit is happening on August 11th. Sorry, August 12th. We have a new moon in Leo. And again, this is in your fourth house. So a lot's happening in your fourth house. Not only is this a new moon in Leo, but it is also a solar eclipse. So that's just going to amplify anything that's happening right now for this transit. It happens at 20 degrees Leo. So if you have your natal chart handy, I want you to grab it and see, do you have anything around 20 degrees Leo? Because that may also impact this. Let me know in the comments. This is happening in your fourth house, and this is a very significant eclipse of the year. Probably one of the most significant eclipses for you because it hits your foundation, your life, everything that you've ever known is going to make a shift or become more aware to you. So when I talk about the fourth house, again, that has to do with your home, your family, your parents, your security, your property, your private life. And a new moon means new beginnings. So this is a time for planting a seed in any of those areas. It certainly does not mean anything is going to happen overnight, right? A new moon starts a new cycle over about the next 30 days. So right now you're just planting a seed. And this eclipse is going to add a turning point. Okay, so you may see a shift in family dynamics. Maybe there's a reconciliation that needs to happen. Maybe you are stepping into a new responsibility or healing old wounds. This could also signify a birth or a marriage happening in your family. And with Jupiter there, I wouldn't be surprised because Jupiter expands everything. So Jupiter in your fourth house, expanding family, right? It could also mean a parent needs help. You know, maybe you're having to step up and help an elderly family member or a parent. But what I want you to do here, Taurus friends, is you're going to plant your seed of building a life that brings joy rather than stability. And I want you to live authentically. Okay, so maybe you've grown up and your whole idea of home life is to be able to provide for your family. Well, if you're working all the time, that's not fun for your family. So I want you to think about how you can bring more joy to your family. So Leo rules the sun. So themes here can be confidence, creativity, proud heritage. Like I said before, maybe you are taking a leadership role in your family. So the fourth house can also impact the 10th house on the other side of the chart, which can be more your career and public life. So maybe this means you could have an opportunity to work remotely. Maybe you will have to relocate for work, or you will be choosing your family over your career, or possibly even a career advancement to provide more security for your family. All said and done, there's going to be some decisions and some turning points happening in your career. So pay attention. Let me know what comes up for you. Now, we also have Uranus in the second house, which I feel is also connected to this. You know, we've talked about Uranus, so this may even coincide with investing in a property, home property, or remodeling, or maybe you're just looking at long-term security, right? A retirement plan, something that will benefit your family. All right, so that's a doozy there, all about the family, but then you're going to see later on it makes a turning point. So I feel like this whole August is like a whole life cycle for you, Taurus. So our next big event is happening on August 15th. Not huge like the last one, but this is where we have Mercury and Jupiter conjunct, still in your fourth house of Leo. Happens at 10 degrees Leo. So remember, Mercury is all about communication, Jupiter expanding, abundance. So some possible family discussions. Maybe a family member is leaving something to you. It's interesting because, no, never mind. It's not there. I thought it was there, but it's not. Um, Maybe you are resolving misunderstandings with families or looking at some big home decisions. Or maybe you're hosting a family gathering or reconnecting with family or having a reunion. There's a lot from beginning to mid-August all about the family. Now, Mercury rules paperwork, negotiations, buying and selling homes. So you may even be looking at signing a lease agreement, expanding your home, or investing in more properties. This is a really good time to think big. Jupiter's going to make you think big, but here's the caveat is Jupiter can make people also overestimate what they have. So be careful and don't bite off more than you can chew when it comes to family and home situations. Okay, so really look at your finances, make sure you have them there and that you're not making too big of an investment that you can't handle. Fourth house, there's an inner part to it as well because it can be about your foundation and how you were brought up. So you may also feel the urge to learn more about your heritage, or maybe you just want to make your home environment more pleasing because you want to create an office or a study or just dive into more of a spiritual practice. Maybe you want to create an altar or try something new in your home. But this really brings about big news concerning your home or family, some kind of new chapter. Maybe you're finding that a child got engaged or someone in your family is expecting, or like I said, you're just looking to increase your family. Our next big event, this is a big one, and I'm going to have a separate video on this, a deep dive into each sign. So I'm just going to touch a little bit upon it here for you, Taurus. But on the 19th, the nodes, the north and south node, and those are these horseshoe looking things, they enter a new sign. Now the nodes move backwards. So like I said, I have a more in-depth video that will be coming out on these nodes and what they mean for us. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about them and how this pertains to your August horoscope. So your south node, can you guess where it is? That's right, it's in your fourth house. It dips into your fourth house of Leo. All right, you got your south node down here in Leo, in your home family connection. The south node is all about completing something, letting go. So on the 19th, we've talked all of this about family. Now it's time to let something go. So maybe you are letting go of a home or letting go of a family member. This is some kind of release. It could also be releasing generational habits, trauma, old resentments, or family patterns. This is going to be your closure over conflict. So it's not going to bring about conflict. It's going to be more of a closure, something completing. So you could even be decluttering, going through old things, finding things that no longer bring you happiness or bring you worth. Maybe you will be donating them or completing some projects. Could be all about healing the past or maybe forgiving a family member. Now let's get into the North Node is right here in your 10th house of Aquarius. So we've got a lot, there's a whole lot of this push-pull going between your family and your career, this constant tug of back and forth. And our goal in August, Taurus, is to find a balance so that both of those areas will be happy. So the North Node in your 10th house is all about your future. What are you making room for? You're going to be stepping into a new role. So the North Node pushes you to grow and expand your professional network. Maybe you are embracing digital platforms or sharing your knowledge. All in all, what this means is you will have some increased visibility and recognition for things that you may have been working on for a while. All right, so it's that push pull. But with this being in your career house and with Pluto, it seems like it might be kind of a big transition for you, or a big decision will have to be made. Again, another tidbit, I'm just going to tell you, bookmark this, save this. You can come back and visit me throughout the month of August. Let me know if this stuff is happening. What decisions are you making? Our next big transit is the sun moving into Virgo in the 5th house, and that happens on August 23rd. All right, finally, we're talking about a different house. The 5th house is, I see it as the house of joy, the house of good fortune, children's hobbies, pets. So with the sun, you're going to be making your own fun. The sun is going to encourage you, take a break. Take a break. The sun could also be the career, sun could also be the father, but you're going to be doing something fun. Maybe you're doing something fun with coworkers or your father. Here's what I want you to do. Create a list of fun things to do. What are the things that you wanted to get done this summer that are fun? Maybe it's going to a drive-in movie, miniature golfing, going on a little getaway. Go out and do that. Visit with some of your friends. Get out of your own way and give some happiness to others. All right. Mark your calendar, August 23rd. And for the remaining weeks of August, I want you to enjoy it doing something fun. Okay. Summer's going to go way too quick and winter's going to be here before you know it. Speaking of that, let me know where you're from. I'm on the upper northeast coast of the United States. I have 4 seasons here. So this summer's going way too fast for me. I like to enjoy the sun, and I hope that you enjoy the sun too. If you don't, I hope you're staying cool in your house. All right, our next big transit is happening on the 25th. It's not huge, but we have Mercury here also stepping into Virgo. And this is also joining the 5th house. So Mercury will bring some new ideas, skills. Maybe you are learning a new hobby. Mercury wants you to be curious. Mercury wants you to learn new things. So visit with friends, enjoy a book. This is a good time to join a dating website, okay? For all you single Tauruses, join a dating website and sell yourself. This is a really good transit for selling yourself. That's August 25th. A little bit larger event happens on the 27th. This is where Mercury conjoins the sun, and this is called a cazimi. Now, Mercury rules Virgo, and this is happening in the sign of Virgo. So Mercury is happy here, and Mercury will be quite strong here. So Mercury is insightful. You may see some breakthroughs in the way you think, communicate, or create. This is a good time for channeling ideas, creative things, painting, poetry. Come up with ideas, write a plan, develop a project, organize your home. It's just a great time to feel inspired, or maybe you're going to teach others. Now we have children. Children are also part of the 5th house. So with this Mercury cazimi, you may be running into some meaningful conversations with your own children, if you have any. Or if you're a teacher, maybe your students. Maybe you are helping a child with a problem, or maybe you are helping to plan some educational opportunities for your child. Are you sending them off to college, possibly? This could also be the house of romance. So Mercury affecting the romance, you can be looking at honest discussions, communication, maybe an intellectual connection with someone, or just gaining some clarity around your relationship and the direction that it's headed. But a cazimi brings a brilliant realization, right? It helps decisions become obvious. It brings about mental confidence and just a renewed sense of purpose. So during this transit, everything will just click. Virgo, though, is a bit of a perfectionist. So try not to be a perfectionist here. All right. Just take it easy and let it go. Now, the grand event, we're ending the month of August with a bang. And that also is happening on August 27th at 11:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a lunar eclipse and a full moon in Pisces. All right, Pisces is in your 11th house. And it also is by two nearby fixed stars. And I'm just going to tell you their names. So we've got Raz Elised, which can bring about noble leadership. This in your 11th house can be pretty profound. Your 11th house is all about your social circles. So you may be standing out. And then we also have El Jabba, which amplifies your creative power, your confidence, and your generosity. It helps you inspire others and also gives you recognition. This is just like an added boost to what's already happening right now in your 11th house. So this lunar eclipse can bring about revelations, emotional clarity in your social and future-oriented life. Right? We've already talked about the 11th house, and I can tell you again, it has to do with your friends, social groups, clubs, your hopes and wishes. It is also the house of joy, especially when Jupiter is there, but Jupiter is not. Jupiter's on the other side of your wheel. But you will really be seeing the results of your efforts, okay? A lunar eclipse, full moon, this is the completion, right? The new moon is new beginnings, full moon is completion. You may see a shift in friendships or people that are specifically aligned to your goals. Maybe just seeing who your real friends are and who really supports you in what you want to do. This is the house of aspiration. So your goals that you have set, you got a vision board. If you don't have a vision board, you should get one, because this is where your goals are going to come to fruition. So congratulations to you, Taurus. Let me know what you've been working on and what is finally coming to completion. Pisces here brings compassion, spirituality, and creative intuition. So you're being called to something here. Are you giving to the right people and groups? Who's getting your energy? And we talked about your home and your inner foundation changing. So now your outside will have to evolve as well. Now, I also wanted to bring in Mars, okay? Because Mars is in the third house. And I feel like he is also impacting this full moon. So he's going to make you want to take action. He's going to make you want to speak to your vision and have important conversations with colleagues and friends. Maybe he will be supporting you in sharing your ideas publicly. Maybe you'll be building an audience or publishing, teaching, networking. So Mars will help you reach out to mentors or join organizations or build relationships. We also have this Uranus squaring this full moon in the second house. Squares cause a little bit more friction here. So just be aware of any surprises there. But for any Tauruses that are interested in education, leadership, or content creation, this is the month for you. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this content. I tried to take you through all of the major things that I think will affect you in the month of August, Taurus. If you know a Taurus that would love this content, or you know someone that loves astrology, please share my page with them. I am new to this, trying to get my grounding and my footing, and I really appreciate you taking a chance and listening, and subscribe so you can always know when my new videos come out. So thank you for tuning in, and here's to a wonderful, brilliant August.